Easy as pie, lemon, apple or cherry. Loving you is so very.
Good Tuesday afternoon. Daryl Russell here, licensed agent with AMS, Affordable Medicare Supplements, AMS for short, because who doesn't like shorter things? And today we are live again. Look for us every Tuesday at 4 o'clock Central. We'll do some live training videos, live Medicare educational, you name it, we're having fun doing it. So hope you're having fun tuning in with us too. If you like our program and you want to support us, we've got a link in the description box for Buy Us a Coffee. It's just a way to support us for the videos without a whole lot of rigmarole and that type of thing. So today we're going to do a redo of how to complete CMS Form 40B and your CMS-L564. This is basically the forms you need to add Medicare Part A as well as Part B after you've turned 65, but you've delayed your Medicare A and B due to employer coverage. And this has been one of our more popular videos, but we just wanted to update this because our original video was based upon the COVID world, where you may not have been able to get your employer or your spouse's employer to complete the CMS L564 form. So let's take a look. I'll stay on track better. This should be a relatively short live video, but again, if you're watching on YouTube, you can ask your questions right on the screen. So for example, if you're here on YouTube, I should have had this up earlier, folks. Forgive me for this one. But if you're watching our video, there we go. And this may cause a little thing, but over here is the chat feature. So if you just type in here, hey, I have a question, and forgive me for my spelling, that's atrocious. Over here is the chat feature. So those questions will actually come through on my screen, and I can pull them up so that everybody can see them as we watch the video. So that's what that's all about. It's a handy little feature. So it lets you interact with us as we go along. Boom. Okay, back to our regular program. So the question everybody wants to know is, how do I add Medicare after age 65 and employer insurance ends? And again, as I mentioned, we've updated this as COVID restrictions have eased. So the guidance in this video applies to you if you are at least 65 years and 4 months old or older, and you delayed enrolling into Medicare Part B and possibly Part A when you were first eligible at age 65 due to having employer group health insurance coverage where you or your spouse is actively employed. Also, this could apply to you if you received Medicare due to disability benefits before age 65, and you delayed enrolling into Medicare Part B when you were first eligible due to employer group health coverage where your spouse is actively employed. And I can't stress this enough, folks, that key word there is active employment. COBRA, retiree benefits are not active employment. That's a problem. Okay. Also, you or your spouse's employer has more than 20 employees, and you or your spouse's employer is accessible to help complete the CMS L564 form, which is simply the employer's attestation of group health insurance coverage. Now, you may be asking me, what's all the rigmarole? Well, you got to keep in mind, Medicare is a federal entitlement, It's all federal rules, and there are specific forms and specific way those forms have to be completed in order for you to get your coverage. So that's why we've got that. Let's get to it, and let's take a look first at the CMS-L564 or the 40B. Okay, so we're going to run over here. And if you need this form, you can find it on our web page. Again, if you're over here on our website, just come to, and I've got links in here, amskc.com. Here is our helpful resources page. If you come in here, you'll see all the forms that we have combined for you or compiled in one spot. We will ask for your name and an email address. Folks, we are a small family-owned agency. We hate spam just as much as you do. So if you give us your name and email address, I'm not going to blow you up with emails every day. I might send you a thanks for stopping in and give you the opportunity to get periodic updates from us as far as videos and stuff like that. But we are not going to sell your email to a bunch of people and get you blown up with stuff. So here is the links for the 40B and the L564 to speed things up. I've already got them loaded on my screen. So let's take a quick look at filling out, first of all, the CMS 40B. Now this is 4 pages, believe it or not. It's actually 4 pages, 3 pages of instructions, and 1 page to fill out, okay? And if you want the step-by-step, they're all on page 4. But I'm going to walk you through that, so hopefully this will be a little bit easier. So here is the 40B. Our first thing is this assumes that you have Medicare A on your red, white, and blue card now, and you have a unique to you Medicare ID number. If you're some of the people who delayed A and B, you can go ahead and type in a Social Security number. So I'm just going to go ahead and make up a number. And number 2, it says, do you wish to sign up for Part B medical insurance? Check the box, yes. Your name, last name first. So let's have some fun with this. Furter Frank N. And our mailing address, 1234 Maine. In good old-fashioned Anytown. Can't type today. And our zip code, we're just going to make something up. We'll need to include your phone number. If there's an issue, they want their phone number to be able to get corrections. Just go ahead and fill that in, sign it, go ahead and print the form, sign it, date it here in number 8. And some people are getting a little confused where it comes to box 9, 10, and 11. This is only if you make an X and you have a witness who signs that X is your signature. So for most people, stop at 7 and 8, skip 9, 10, and 11. And then in box 12, the remarks section, normally this is going to be blank. So with Medicare, the effective dates are only the first day of the month. So if I was filling this out today and I needed coverage to start in July, I would put, I want my Medicare Part B to start July 1st, 2021. If you are one of those people who delayed Part A as well, maybe you had a health savings account or just whatever thing, come in here and put A and B to start July 21st. Print this form and set it aside, okay? And now we're going to take a look at completing your CMS L564. And again, if you're not a super computer technology person, that's okay. You're going to like this. Okay. So now we're going to go and complete the L564. And for that, I'm coming over here. And again, if you'd like this form, you don't want to download it, send me an email to info@amskc.com, and I'll go ahead and be happy to email you both those forms and make it easier for you. Oops. take that off. Here we go. Okay, so now we're going to look at the form. And again, it says that this is for you to apply for Medicare in a special enrollment period. You must have had group health plan coverage within the past 8 months through your or your spouse's current employment. People with disabilities must have large group health plan coverage based on you, your spouse's, or a current family member's coverage. So let's go ahead and get to what you really need. Again, it's a 3-page form. 2 pages are instructions. 1 page is the page you need. So here we're going to put in our employer's information. So this is good old Acme Corporation and whatever date it's being completed. Employer's address, 1234 Main Street. Any town, and we're going to go ahead and say Kansas because we're in Kansas here. Applicant's name and employee's name. If you're applying for Part B, but you're the dependent, you would be the applicant. So that's going to be Frank N. Furter. And you will need to put in a social security number. If you are the applicant and your employment is the one that is allowed you to delay, then you would put your name in here. If you're a dependent, and maybe it was your spouse, so you're married to Janet, then Janet is the employee. She's been covering you, so that's where you would put in her social. And then this is about as far as you can go, because the rest of this needs to be completed by the employer. And most employers are very familiar with these forms. We have absolutely no issues getting these completed back from employers. Sometimes they have to get emailed to corporate headquarters in another state or 1,000 miles away, but the employer will complete the rest of it. Were you covered under the employer's plan? That must be yes. Poof. Give date the coverage began. Now, this is critical here, folks. When you're filling out this form, or when the employer is filling out this form, your CMS-L564 in that box right there must show that you've had employer coverage since before your eligibility for Medicare Part A. So if you were 65 in June of 2020, this box needs to show that you had coverage prior to June of 2020. If you've had multiple employers since you turned 65, so again, if you've had multiple employers before you had 65 and had group health coverage through them, you may need to complete 2 L564s, one from one employer for that time frame and the second employer for the previous time frame, because you have to show that you've had coverage through employment since at least your Medicare A effective date. So in this case here, you've worked for Acme for 20 years, so we're going to say January of 2001. Has the coverage ended? That's going to depend on the situation. You can add this up to 8 months after employer coverage ends, but most people typically are filling this out when they still have that employer coverage. So if yes, give the date coverage ended. In many cases, section 4 here is blank. When did the employee work for your company? Again, your HR people will put in, started January 2021 through June 2021, still employed. Yep, still employed through the end of the month. Typically, the employer will know, if they need to complete this other section here. So you've got this completed for bank hour arrangements. Typically, we don't see that completed a whole lot. And then last thing you need is the company official will sign off, their date, their title. You get that back, print this bad boy off. So at this point, you should have two printed forms. The CMS 40B printed off with your signature, and now your employer has returned the CMS L564 all completed with your employer representative's signature. Don't use the online method. You can, but I'm telling you, you'll find that the information is processed faster, believe it or not, if you will fax both forms to your local Social Security office. And I know we're talking faxing in the year 2021, but what we found from a lot of our people is it goes through incredibly faster. So here in the screen, pull it up, and I've got in the description box for the video is this link. This is to Social Security website, and let's say that you live in zip code 61265. I'm just old Illinois zip code. So that's Rock Island, Illinois. This link gives you the closest Social Security office to your current location, okay? And it gives you the fax number. So right here I can see the fax number. Go ahead and fax CMS form 40B and the L564 directly to that number, and what you will find is it goes through very, very quickly. Why I'm suggesting you do that, you can also mail it. So if you want to go back to this form here, let's make this just a little bit bigger. Poof. Okay, so once you've put in your zip code on the Social Security office locator, again, I've got that link in the description box, you can come down here and you can mail the form to that office. If you do that, I beg of you, I beg and plead and beg and plead and please make copies of what you mail. Lately, folks have been experiencing tremendous problems with mail delays and different stuff like that. So even if you got to go to Office Max or somebody like that and pay to fax it, what our customers have found is, generally speaking, when they fax the forms in to their local office, usually within 2 weeks at the most, it's been processed, approved, ready to go, and you've got an award letter in your hand with all your information confirming your stuff. If you use the online, like our prior video, it all goes to Washington, D.C., and they're just getting overwhelmed with volume, and it's taking a very long time for those to process. So that's why I'm giving you the feedback that we've gotten from our members is to go ahead and fax it. And right here, it's just a good old-fashioned fax number. They always give you government toll-free numbers. But fax both of those in, and you will be good to go. So haven't got any additional questions. I see we've got a couple people watching the video today. So hope you found it good information. Hope you found it helpful. And if you like our stuff, give us a thumbs up. Share us with a friend with a video. Again, if you like our videos and you want to support us, we've had a couple people do this. You can always come in, and in the comment section of the video, we've got a link there for you to buy us a coffee. So as always, if you've got questions, you've got concerns, feel free to email us at info@amskc.com. You can also send us a phone call. We've gotten phone calls from folks in Texas, California, Florida, so we're just tickled to be of help for you here. Again, I'm Daryl Russell. I'm a licensed insurance agent and director of, who knows what I'm a director of. But anyway, it's late after a long holiday weekend. Hope you found the videos helpful, folks. Take care, and we'll talk to you down the road. Bye-bye.